long run.
Yeah. And I think just advice for like the friend is check on your friends. Check on your friends who seem happy all the time. Check on your friends who seem depressed all the time.
Yeah.
Just ask them how they're doing, because 10 out of 10 times you are the most comfortable person that they will be able to talk to. That's my experience.
Yeah. Shout out to our girl Melanie Higgins, who isn't here today.
We love you, Mel.
Yeah, you're a true homie. But yeah, text your friend right now. Take out your phone and text your friend right now and tell them that hope that they had a great day, because I guarantee that.
I'll do it.
I
wonder who I'm going to text.
Probably me. Oh my God, I don't have
I'll
my
text someone
phone.
else
No, but I guarantee, take out your phone and text your friend. Say, I love you. I hope you're having a great day. And I guarantee that it'll just change. It'll change their day. It'll change your day. And just something so simple like that can make such of a difference.
Also, it doesn't even have to be your friends. If you see someone in the hallway and you really like their shirt, say it. Because 10 out of 10 times, you're going to make their day.
Exactly. Yes. Anytime people are like, oh my gosh, if I like feel like crappy about myself, and feel like, oh my God, like my hat today, I literally was having a bad hair day. I came in, everyone's like, I love your hat. It made me feel so happy. And like when I feel like crap right now, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like those little things. And I think especially, I'm not trying to like take away from men. I just am very women forward. I think women, us women can deal with a lot of mental health, especially within relationships, and I know that we take it on a lot of different ways. So take your girls and hold them close, because they're all you got, and your girls aren't going to leave you at the end of the day. But that boy, he will. So really hold those girls close, and I don't know, no more girl on girl crimes.
No,
seriously.
I've never been here for that. Well, that's a lie.
No more girl on girl crimes.
But like,
no more.
Grown up.
No, because we need to, I think, really as a society, we are going in such a negative direction when it comes to mental health, when it comes to building each other up, when it comes to being together. I think we are so negative about it. Especially, I mean, that didn't help because of the pandemic. We were all separated for so long.
The pandemic, I think, was also a time where a lot of people realized that there was something wrong because they had so much time with themselves and they didn't have those distractions. And I think that was just a difficult time for everybody. And I'm glad that we're coming out of it. And I truly think we're coming out of it stronger, everybody, because they needed that realization.
Yeah. I think people at the end of the day really just need to educate themselves. I think if you don't know, if your friend has mental illness or if something and you want to help them, look it up. Do some research. It doesn't hurt. I mean, sure, the web doesn't always have the right stuff and take it with a grain of salt. But, you know, look it up. Text your friend.
Text your friends. Unfortunately, that is our show for today. But make sure to tune in next week because we're going to have some very special guests.
Very, very special guests. We're so excited. Thank you.
Tonight on WTOP 10 Nightly News, Rich and Poor is now open to the faculty. The hard work has paid off.
With the warmer weather, residents of central New York are reminded of the burn ban that is still in effect.
And WTOP reporter Thomas Caffarella is in Syracuse to talk with young activists.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Damon Fletcher.
And I'm Kaylee Richmond.
Business students are getting a new place to sit down and enjoy the sweet smells that come from a new cafe in Rich Hall, as the Rich and Poor Cafe had its grand opening today. Auxiliary Services are partnering with the School of Business to create hands-on opportunities for the students in running a business. Our WTOP 10 reporter Scott Brudebaker was there for the opening and found that most rewarding part for the faculty is seeing the creativity for their students.
It's been a privilege to work with these students. They're bright and talented and creative, and they've got that entrepreneurial spark.
The new cafe resides in the former home of the Wall Street Market. It was closed due to the loss of profits. With the cafe's new life also comes a 400-level course where students also gain college credit while contributing to the quality of life on campus.
Penfield Library is hosting SUNY Oswego Faculty Award winners Roberta and Rasika Churchill as they plan to share highlights and insights into their own research activities. Each will share their separate expertise in Latino literature and culture, as well as the knot theory within the worlds of mathematics. All campus community members are invited to attend the event. For more information, please visit the Penfield Library website.
The Oswego County Sheriff has announced that boat safety classes will be held in April and June. New York State requires boaters to have a safety certificate if they wish to operate a personal watercraft and are older than the age of 10. The next course will be held on April 23rd at the New Haven Town Hall from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, please contact Jessica Lighthall weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 315-349-3372.
37-year-old Kobe Bacchus has been sentenced with 18 years to life in prison by Oswego County Court Judge Melinda McGonigal. Bacchus recently pled guilty to second-degree murder after fatally assaulting an 82-year-old Fulton man this past year. After sentencing, Chief Assistant District Attorney Mark Moody commented on the scene, stating the Fulton police have done an outstanding job, and justice has been served by the sentence. In an attempt to slow the rate of homelessness in our region, the Housing and Homeless Coalition of Central New York is turning to a group of kids and young adults for input.
As our Thomas Caffarella reports, members of the group have overcome displacement and hope for their experiences can help contain the increasing rate of homelessness in Central New York.
It's an alarming trend in Onondaga County, and Ash Carey has experienced it firsthand.
I never thought it would happen to me. I never planned to be couch hopping without a secure place to stay, without knowing where my next meal was coming from. It's not something you plan for.
Ash, a Syracuse native, was evicted from their home in Rochester because of rising rent prices, forcing them back into their hometown and leaving behind more than just a home, their form of self-expression too, drag.
It's very impossible to do something that you love when you're in that position because you really have no resources to be able to do it.
Drag was a distant memory until the Housing and Homeless Coalition helped Ash gain independence. Now, they are performing again and asking people of all ages to speak up in the fight against homelessness, so no one has to let go of their passion.
If we get more people in my age range involved and younger, not only would it help kind of provide the resources to say, if you're going through this, we can help you, it would also kind of light a fire to inspire the next generation.
The Youth Action Board is giving kids and young adults between the ages of 12 and 24 the opportunity to provide first-hand experiences with homelessness. For the coalition, it has been informative and rewarding.
And one of my passions is empowering youth, because youth come with new and driven visions, and this is the future that they have to build. They come with new perspective and life, and they want to change the world and make it a better place.
The building behind me is where members of the Youth Action Board group meet every so often to discuss new ways to combat homelessness. Although their program may be small now, they hope to grow into a bigger, more impactful group over the next few years.
The Youth Action Board would love to grow and make sure that we are meeting the needs of each county in our continuum of care. So Oswego and Cayuga County, we would vastly love to have anyone with lived experience of homelessness to be represented on our Youth Action Board.
While Ash is in a stable living situation, they won't stop advocating for a change.
It's something that needs to be addressed, because if it's not going to be addressed, it's just going to get worse.
Onondaga County is experiencing a gradual increase in homelessness in the last 9 months, according to the most recent data. And with new data being released this month, with their actions, Ash and the Housing and Homeless Coalition hope to see a downward trend from now on. Thomas Caffarella, Oswego Now.
The city of Syracuse is looking for residents to assist with one of the city's largest Earth Day cleanups on April 22nd. Throughout the morning, staff will meet with volunteers at 4 different locations within downtown Syracuse to provide gloves, trash bags, and distribute t-shirts to all volunteers. Each volunteer will also receive a voucher that will be redeemable at downtown restaurant locations. For more information or to sign up, please visit cnycentral.com and help make downtown Syracuse beautiful again.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, also known as DEC, reminds New Yorkers today about the annual statewide ban prohibiting residential brush burning that lasts from March 16th through May 14th. DEC enforces the annual brush burning ban to prevent wildfires and protect communities during increased conditions for wildfires. Open burning of debris is the single largest cause of spring wildfires in New York State. To report a wildfire or illegal activity on state lands, call 1-833-369-77264.
Speaking of warmer weather, it's time to flip to our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Zeke Keldon.
The weather today was windy and warm. Will that be the case for the rest of the week?
Well, I'm not going to spoil it too quickly, but yeah, I'll talk about how long those warm temperatures will stay, and definitely right about the wind today. We had some fire weather watches and red flag warnings across our state today, so you definitely want to follow those burn bans, as this is fire weather season and it can be pretty dangerous. So I'll talk about those warm temperatures and weekend plans coming up in your forecast. Now back to the desk.
Coming up later tonight, a legal matter over an abortion medication lies in limbo.
And a homecoming visit for the president overseas.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Good evening, folks. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Zeke Keldon here with your forecast. Earlier in my Zeke Peek, I talked about the fire weather conditions that we had today. We had a few fire weather warnings, red flag warnings, whatever you want to call it, over the state today. And yeah, it was windy today, windy enough to knock the trash can over to your neighbor's yard. But around the state, dry, which is keeping those fire weather conditions in play as we go through the week. And looking at our current temperatures, it's also warm in the 60s across most of the region. It's standing at 66 in Oswego right now, 69 in my hometown of Albany, 53 over there in Buffalo. And tonight we'll get a little bit cooler, down to 42 degrees, and it'll still be breezy, looking at a gust of 36 miles an hour tonight coming from the west, and those wind speeds are still going to be around 15 to 20 miles an hour. But then tomorrow, winds calm down, we get up to a very nice and beautiful day, mostly sunny and 66 degrees. So it's going to be a nice day, and it's going to stay that way as weather remains pretty quiet as the system, most of the systems move off to our north and don't affect us for a while. And looking further on to this weekend, looking at our grillcast, Friday, beautiful, mostly sunny, 66 degrees. And then Saturday, mostly cloudy, so we'll have some clouds around, but still hanging up there in the upper 60s. And I know you're asking, are we going to have these warm temperatures forever? It's still April in upstate New York, so there's got to be a catch, right? And yeah, you're right, there is a catch. Looking at our 6 to 10 day outlook, you'll see that we get back into that gray outline there, which means that we're back to normal temperatures, because this is not normal temperatures for April. So we'll go back down into those 50s, as you can see, Monday and Tuesday, but really a nice week for the rest of our week here. We're staying up in the upper 60s, lots of sunshine. Nights will only get down into the upper 40s, but then we are going to have to deal with showers, temperatures in the 50s, all that not fun stuff that usually comes with April. So keep it right here on WTOP 10 for the latest on your forecast. That's all I have for now. Back to the desk for the rest.
Thank you, Zeke. Congressional leaders known as the Gang of Eight are receiving classified access to classified documents, which were recovered from former President Trump, former Vice President Mike Pence, and President Biden, found in their residences or private offices. Members of the Gang of Eight include leaders of the House of Intelligence Committee and top leaders in both parties who have been pushing for a briefing since the raid at the Mar-a-Lago.
An abortion drug runs the risk of becoming unavailable nationwide if no action is taken by the plaintiffs in a medical abortion case. John Lornick reports.
The clock is ticking for mifepristone. That's the first pill in the 2-dose regimen that can terminate a pregnancy through 10 weeks gestation.
This is a pill that's been around for more than 20 years, I believe 22 years. It's been used in 60 countries.
However, Texas federal judge Matthew Kaczmarek ruled the FDA should suspend approval of the drug, saying the agency didn't consider the trauma and stress women can suffer from ending a pregnancy.
We are ready to fight. This is going to be a long fight. We understand this. We stand by FDA's approval.
Dozens of officials from biotech and pharmaceutical companies signed an open letter backing the FDA's right to, quote, regulate safe, effective medicines for every American. Republican Representative Nancy Mace agrees, even though she considers herself pro-life.
I think that 90% would be okay with listening to the FDA rather than a judge who used an old law that was determined unconstitutional by the Supreme Court.
As the legal matter over the judge's ruling lies in limbo, abortion access varies significantly across the U.S.
Here in Texas, we have a heartbeat bill that was passed, and I think it's important that states dictate their futures, and we have to have the courts uphold these.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The White House said they would, quote, follow the law if the FDA ignores this ruling.
In a trip to his ancestral home, President Biden visits Ireland, which may be more than just a homecoming. Biden is first landing in Northern Ireland in the United Kingdom and then going to Ireland. The president said that his goals are to keep the Irish Accords and Windsor agreements in place, while also commemorating the 1998 signing of the Good Friday Agreement, which ended decades of sectarian bloodshed in the Northern Ireland. It is Italian Coast Guard escorted 2 boats carrying 1,200 migrants along the Mediterranean Sea. Due to poor weather conditions during attempted rescues, the Coast Guard travels next to the boat en route to Italy, as an escort was safer than a rescue. More than 28,000 migrants have arrived in Italy so far this year.
The U.S. and Philippines began their annual 18-day joint drill. The drill will be the largest, with over 12,000 military personnel from both countries training together. It will include field training in disaster relief preparedness and maritime security. The drills will be conducted across the Southeast Asian country, according to the U.S. Embassy.
Stay tuned to find out how Chipotle is going green.
And find out what Biden is doing about synthetic drug trades.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. The side salad at Chick-fil-A's side will remain on the menu. Last month, the fast food restaurant announced it is removing the item in an effort to simplify and refresh its menu. The side salad was supposed to be tossed in early April, but many customers complained, and just a few days later, Chick-fil-A announced the salad would stay on the menu after all.
Chipotle unveiled a new restaurant design that's fully electric and aimed at reducing greenhouse emissions. The company says it will run 100% on renewable energy. 2 new restaurants in Virginia and Florida feature the design. Chipotle says it plans to open a 3rd in Colorado this summer. The company says the electric restaurants are a part of its plan to cut its greenhouse emission in half by 2030.
Investors and regulators are on high alert for signs of trouble in the financial system following recent bank failures. Now they're homing in on the downturn in the $20 trillion U.S. commercial real estate market.
The COVID-19 pandemic brought a major change to how many businesses operate.
For so many people, not going to the office as much as they have before has had a really seismic impact on commercial real estate.
And a potential problem for America's banks.
There's no question that there is some risk in the system associated with these changes simply because so much has changed.
Across the U.S., offices sit vacant or underused. Average occupancy is less than half of where it was in March of 2020, according to data from security provider Castle. And that is dragging down the value of these properties.
The real question is for the owners of these properties, whether they are experiencing financial distress or will in the future.
The problem, banks lend significant money to this sector. Goldman Sachs estimates that 55% of U.S. office loans sit on banks' balance sheets. The decrease in values puts more strain on already stressed out banks.
We're well aware of the concentrations people have in commercial real estate.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell remained confident when asked about the danger posed by commercial real estate last month.
The banking system is strong, it is sound, it is resilient, it's well capitalized.
I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
According to the CDC, the rate of sexually transmitted infections jumped by 7% in 2021. Chlamydia accounted for more than half of the reported cases. Cases of gonorrhea rose nearly 5%. Syphilis showed the most drastic surge, up 32% for the year. Most alarming, the rise in syphilis infections passed from pregnant mothers to babies in the womb. In 2021 alone, congenital syphilis caused 220 stillbirths and infant deaths.
The Biden administration has announced a new global effort to fight the illicit synthetic drug trade. In 2021, more than 106,000 Americans died from drug overdoses. The White House is hoping to decrease the numbers for the future and keep fentanyl out of the country. The new effort includes building a global coalition and employing multilateral approaches to prevent the drug's manufacturing. Coming up in sports, Jolie Santiago is here with us in the studio.
Jolie, can you give us a quick preview?
Sure can. Oswego Health Athletes of the Month have been announced. Lakers won big this past weekend, and we're going to talk about the Mets game last night. All this and more after the break.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 News. I'm Jolie Santiago with your Tuesday night sports report. Let's get right. 2 Oswego State athletes were named Oswego Health Athletes of the Month. The 2 were Jeremiah Sparks and Selah Wiley. In the last dance for Sparks, number 3 totaled 96 points in the postseason, and Selah Wiley leads the conference in assists, points, and shots as she looks to reach her 100 career goals mark. She is just 2 shy as of now. Congratulations to Jeremiah and Selah. Now, let's talk about the Oswego State men's lacrosse team. They pulled off a huge win on Saturday against the Oneonta Red Dragons. Both teams went back and forth in goals, but Lakers put it in the 4th. Max Brodman, Trey Jones, Gavin Elston, and Jason Dongelwich all scored 2 goals in the game. That is some great teamwork. On Saturday, the Lakers will travel to play the New Paltz Hawks at 1 p.m. We're taking it to the track, where women and men's track and field finished the Cortland Red Dragon Open on Saturday. Lakers sophomore Faith Coyle finished second in the women's 800-meter race with a time of 2 minutes and 23 seconds. She was less than 2 seconds behind the winner. Her teammates on the men's 4x100-meter race finished 4th with a time of 45.48 seconds. The Lakers look to take home the gold at their next invitational at the University of Buffalo on April 22nd. Now, just a hop, skip, and jump away, Joey Spallina of the Syracuse University men's lacrosse team was named the Lacrosse Network's Player of the Week and the ACC's Co-Offensive Player of the Week today. The freshman attacker is up to 57 points, which puts him at 3rd for most points in Division I and 2nd most in the ACC. Number 22 is also in the Orange's top 5 for freshman season goals. Now we're going to take things to Queens, New York, where it was a Mets game versus Padres. We had a great game last night. It was at Citi Field. It started at the bottom of the 3rd with Jeff McNeil for a double right down the right field line to score Brandon Nimmo from 2nd and Francisco Lindor from 1st. This gives the Mets a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd. Everybody was excited in that stadium. What the energy was, it was amazing. Now, in the top of the 6th, we have Mets reliever John Curtis with a huge strikeout against Matt Carpenter to leave 2 ducks on the pond for the Padres. Then, San Diego Padres sidearm reliever comes in at the bottom of the 7th. Francisco Lindor hits a double down to the left field line to bring in 2 runs to expand the lead 5-0. This had the crowd pumped up. Now it's top of the 9th. Adam Ottavino strikes out Kim Hae-sung with a great pitch on the outside corner to conclude the Mets shutout with a 5-0 lead against the San Diego Padres. The second game of the series is tonight. It actually started 2 hours ago, but it's looking good.
Thank you, Jolie. Looks like the Mets are getting off to another great start to probably follow it up with another lackluster season. So I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know. I went to a Mets game last summer, and it was the complete opposite of that. So glad to see that they're back on track.
I'm more of a Yankees guy myself. Today is National Pet Day. National Pet Day is a time to pay special attention to our best animal friend.
Whatever animal companion brings you joy, take some time today to make sure you're providing the very best environment.
Throw away toys that have become unsafe. Verify that vaccinations are up to date, and check tags, microchips, or other forms of ID in case your pet gets lost.
And if you don't have a pet, it's a great time to visit your local shelter and maybe offer an animal in need of loving a forever home.
Looks great. Just invited one into my house myself. So that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Dom's Dinner Bell.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great night. Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
You want to host a taco night, but where do you start? How do you feed a whole group of people for cheap? Going to a place like Azteca or Fajita Grill is great and all, but it gets a little pricey when you're trying to feed a crowd. And Taco Bell may be cheap, but what if you're craving something a little more real? That's where I come in. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a whole batch of fantastic tacos, all for about $15. So go wash up and get ready to eat, because you're watching Dom's Dinner Bell. So today we're going to be making ground beef tacos with pico de gallo. Now, this is a very simple recipe. What we're going to start out with is, of course, your ground beef. Mine was already frozen in my freezer, but a pound of this stuff is going to cost you about $4.48 at Walmart. Again, protein will almost always be the most expensive part of your dish. What you need is 1 packet of taco mix seasoning. This stuff is 42 cents at Walmart. You can get a 1 pack of these, you can get a bottle of this stuff for about $5. Either way, we're going to use this whole packet in the meal today. Aside from the taco seasoning, you're going to need a head of lettuce. This costs you about $1.68 at Walmart as well, trying to keep it cheap. This is iceberg lettuce. If you want to use romaine, you're more than welcome, but when it's all in on top of stuff, this is what you want. You're going to need flour tortillas. I am much more of a corn tortilla guy myself, but this pack ran me about $3.24 at Walmart. It's good, solid quality. You get 20 tortillas per package. With those, you also need a tomato for the pico de gallo. You need a jalapeno for the pico de gallo. And the tomatoes cost me about 42 cents a pound, so this little guy only cost me about 30-something cents. This jalapeno came in a big pack of 12 for $1.28. You need 1 white onion. The white onion ran me about 95 cents at Walmart. And you're going to need 2 limes for the pico de gallo. The 2 limes here only cost me 48 cents a piece, coming out to 96 cents total. And you, of course, need your bushel of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can exclude this step entirely, but these are all the ingredients we need. And of course, finally, to finish it all off, a bag of Fiesta Blend shredded cheese from Walmart is about $2.22. Grand total about $15.93. Like we covered in the first episode of Dom's Dinner Bell, we're gonna brown the ground beef. All you gotta do with that is get yourself a nice hot pan. You take your ground beef, open up the bag, and just plop it right onto the pan. And look at that, I've gotten it all over the place like the fool that I am. So now that I've got to get it nice and spread out in the pan, you got to get as much surface area on there as you can so you don't have any raw ground beef in the middle of it. That gets to be a bit messy. Here, don't be shy. Come close, come close. Vilika. Right here, we're just getting it all set up, and if you remember from the first episode, you just got to try and cover as much of the pan as you can with, the meat, so that everything browns evenly and everything renders out. I can't remember, I think this is 85-25, wow, 85-15. Shows you I'm a broadcaster. I can't do math all that well. But, it's 85% lean to 15% fat, so the blend here is 85% meat and only 15% fat. It's better if you want more flavorful meat. It gives it a little bit more substance. It'll render out a lot of it, but that doesn't matter. What you're looking for is flavor, and this kind of stuff, best for burgers, tacos, anything like that. So now that we've got this set up and the meat itself is heating up, I touched raw meat, so I'm going to wash my hands quick. What we're going to do while the ground beef is heating up on the stove and is browning, we are going to start prepping the pico de gallo. Your first step is to take your big old head of lettuce here. You see how it's got all that nasty dirt and old spots and stuff like that on it? We wash our lettuce. You take these big leaves off first here. These don't matter much. They're beat up, they're, dirty, they're gross. So you throw those aside and you take off this core piece here because it's not all that tasty. You see all these TikTok videos, they slam the thing down. It doesn't work. That doesn't work. Don't do that. So we're going to take the core, cut inward, and a little bit of a diamond pattern here, and you just take out the core that way, because you don't want that. It's hard. Here, I'll get it closer to the mic. You don't want that. That's gross. So now what we do is, you can see all that dirt there. You don't want any of that either. Go over to the sink, turn on the cool water, and wash the lettuce. You can bring it over here, and you're not going to use the whole head of lettuce unless you're cooking a lot of ground beef. So what we're going to do is cut it right down the middle. You've got one bit of lettuce there, and you've got another bit of lettuce here, and now what you want to do with it is ribbon it. You want to get as thin little slices as you can. because you don't want, big salad-like chunks on your tacos, because then you're just biting into a taco salad wrapped in a tortilla. And if you want even thinner slices than that, grab the big pile you just made, cut it right in half. So then what we do with that, take it up, and you put it in a bowl, and you set aside for when you assemble your tacos. So, got it in a nice bowl there. You can dry it off if you'd like. I guess I was just lazy and skipped that step, but we can put that aside now. So what is pico de gallo? I'm glad you asked. Pico de gallo, often referred to as salsa refresca, is a pretty simple put together of just a few ingredients. All you need is a tomato, a jalapeno, an onion, and some lime. It's a light, refreshing way to put a little extra crunch on your taco. It brings some really good flavors in there, especially with the cilantro and the lime in there. Gives it a little bit of zestiness, and it's one of my favorite toppings to put on tacos. If you're more of a guac fan, make guac. Guacamole, avocados only cost, I think, 68 cents at Walmart, but my favorite's pico de gallo, no two ways about it. So what we start with first is the tomato, and we're going to put it in this little thing here. So for tomato time, you take the little tomato here, and you cut the top right off. You don't need that guy. Then what we're going to do is cut our tomato right in half, because from there, we're going to cut little pieces, a little bit thicker. Yeah, it's more like it. Just kind of bigger chunks there, so that what you can do now after you've got it cut lengthwise, you can go right across the whole thing, get little chunks of tomato in there. There you go. That's where you get your big tomato chunks. Now, this is where the... Ooh, that was... Oh, I thought I was going to lose them there. What you can do is, those chunks are a little big for my liking. So you can take the tomato again, cut it in half one more time, and then you cut it down that way. So you've got a nice thin slice there. So what you're going to do at that point is then cut right across the tomato. And you've got smaller chunks this time around. So you can load those in there, cut this piece, that piece, this one, and that one. Now if you don't like these tomato guts here, this nasty stuff in there, it doesn't taste good, it's kind of got a weird texture. All you got to do, and now that my hands are slippery, let's see if I can do it, is cut around the rind. And I will, I almost just cut my hand there. And there it falls out. So you've only got a little bit of that stuff left. You can scrape that out as well if you don't want any of that stuff. Push it to the side with your knife, and then do the same process. So now that you've got the tomato all chopped up, what's up next for the pico is the jalapeno. This is the green part of the pico de gallo. And the jalapeno, where all of the heat sits, the capsaicin, is in the seeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and chop it down the middle lengthwise so we can get to those seeds. Now this is where, maybe do as I say, not as I do. You're going to try and cut the seeds out of the jalapeno. You got to get that, just like with the bell peppers, you got to get that membrane out of there. Try and scrape it down a little bit. And this is me causing problems for myself. So if you find yourself struggling in the kitchen, find a different utensil. This is a big knife with a very sharp edge. So maybe it's within our best interest to use a paring knife. This is a small little guy. Now, if all you have is a big knife, you can use a spoon to scrape this stuff out as well. But if you want to get into the nitty-gritty there, just scrape it out with the paring knife, and that way you're not risking your fingers, you're not risking a hospital trip, because as much fun as cooking is, it's best not to bleed on your food. All right, cut those thin little slices again. And a bit of a big chunk, that doesn't matter. Now you can, if you want, mince your jalapeno. I prefer having the chunks of jalapeno in my pico de gallo, but that's just me. If you would prefer to mince it, go ahead and mince it. That is up to you. So we're going to take those jalapenos and dump them right in there with the tomatoes. Now, we're not going to stir anything yet because there's still a lot to do, but of course, we clean as we cook. We've worked a little bit with our paring knife. We can go right back to our big boy here for the onion. Now the onion, like we have covered as well on Dom's Dinner Bell, we're going to dice, and I'm going to dice it the same way that I diced it on the, what did I make? The stuffed peppers. That's it. That's it. Goes to show you how good 12 years of football does to my memory. And since this is quite the onion, we're going to cut this big guy in half, right down the middle there, put this side aside, and like I had demonstrated in the first episode, we're going to take this, now this is a much bigger onion than the one I worked with on the first episode, so we're going to take the slices down here and up here, down here and up here, because that'll give us a bunch of tiny little onion pieces, and we're not spending, you know, a month of Sundays trying to dice it. So with all of that onion sliced and diced, we're going to take a big chunk of it, and we're going to put it on the table and in the pico de gallo. Now that you've got the onions done, we're going to move on to the cilantro. So what we're going to do is, see all those big old leaves, we're going to chop it right there, and then we mince again. Gather it up into a big ball, because herbs are kind of a pain to cut individually, and you're just going to start to chop them that way. And once you've got a nice even chop going, we mince again. After you've chopped a nice big amount there, that's a good amount of cilantro, you get it on your knife, and you put it in there, and we can even do a little bit of a pinch more in there. I'm a big cilantro guy. We're going to move on to the limes. Now, with the limes, you want to get the most juice out of these limes as you can. There's a couple of different ways to do that. You can let them sit around and get to room temperature. You can even microwave limes, and it gets some of the more juice out of the pulpy bits. But what I like to do is you take the lime, you put it on the counter, and using the palm of your hand, you put a little pressure, and you roll back and forth. This loosens up as much juice as you can get out of the lime. And then what you're going to do is you can take your big old knife here, cut the thing right in half, and all you do, turn over, and squeeze as hard as you can. Now that you've got all this stuff in the pico de gallo, all you need to add is some salt and some pepper. There we go. Now what you can do from there, take a spoon, and you mix it around. Now that your pico de gallo is set, you can leave the spoon right in there, set it aside with the lettuce, and we can move on to seasoning the beef. Stay tuned, folks. We're building tacos here on Dom's Dinner Bell. Stay tuned, stay hungry.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
So, after you've got your ground beef browned and drained, what you're going to do is put it back in your pan, set it on the burner. Go on, come on. And then you take your taco seasoning packet here, open it up, and pour it all over your taco meat. It's gonna seem like a lot, but it's because what we do next is after you've got the seasoning on the meat, we take a 1/4 cup of water, and I'm using a liquid measuring cup this time, and you're gonna pour it all over the meat. We're gonna stir it all together, get the seasonings and the flavors and everything to get to know the beef a little bit. And now, of course, the water I used was, fridge cold. What we're going to do is let this simmer. You're gonna want the water to cook out almost completely from the meat once you got it all stirred together, because you don't want pockets of seasoning. You want it all to be one homogeneous mixture. Is that the right science term, homogeneous? All right. You see, like right here on this little bit of meat, you see all that red stuff in there. You see all that seasoning. That's great. You don't want that. You want it all nice and mixed together, evenly spread out, and then you just let it go. You let it do its thing. You stir every now and again, and I will do that when I am prepping the tortillas next. So once you've got that on about medium heat, you're gonna let it come to a simmer, stir it every now and again so it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom. But now, what is, I think, my favorite part of taco night is scorching the tacos, or scorching the tortillas. And we're not burning them, we're getting them warm. We're getting them ready to be served, because cold flour tortillas are fine. But if you give them a little heat, you give them a little bit of a brown bit on the edge of them, they're gonna be amazing. So what you do is turn your oven on low. So now that you've got your beef a-bubbling, like I said, stir every now and again, make sure those flavors get to know each other. We are currently waiting for our tortilla-sized pan to get ripping hot. You want this like wicked hot for what we're about to do. And I'm gonna take a good number there. We might not do all of them, but what we do is it's completely dry pan. You're not gonna oil this, you're not gonna spray it, you're not gonna do anything to this pan. You're just gonna let it get wicked, wicked hot. And you know it's wicked, wicked hot when you put the back of your hand up to it and you feel that it's wicked, wicked hot. You'll know. If your stove is really, really hot, if your high is like super high, maybe put it at a 9 or an 8, keep it to what you know your stove will do. Because I know this stove, when I do this to tortillas, it's gotta be hot, And after we scorch a tortilla, I don't think that's the actual name for it, but you can see on a flour tortilla, it's already got, the brown cooked bits and everything. That's great, that's how a tortilla is made, that's wonderful. But when this thing gets absolutely ripping hot, you slam it down onto the pan, and you just let it cook for a second. Now, with corn tortillas, you see them bubble up. These won't bubble up, because a corn tortilla, it'll inflate like a pita, and then once you take it off, it'll, you can slam it back down. But after just a little while, there's some bits there, but you can see that it's nice and warm. It's starting to develop a bit more of a crust, so you throw it down on the other side. And you can smell that the pan is very, very hot. It smells like it's burning. I promise you it's not burning. If you don't want to use your hands, use tongs, use a fork, whatever you want to use. I'm just accustomed to doing that. You just want them nice, warm, and soft. And that's the other thing. What we're going to do after we've got it nice and hot and warm and soft, you just drop it onto a sheet of tin foil. And what we are going to do is cook them seconds at a time. These do not need to stay on the stove for very long at all. They've just got to get a little bit of heat in them, a little bit of color on them, and then you take them off and you wrap them in tin foil, and until your meat's done, you keep them warm in that low oven. So that one, nice bit of color right there. Yeah, see, now we're cooking with gas. And you see it, there's just a little bit of bubbling happening on this one, you see? I push it down a little bit there. That's good stuff. And yeah. Right there, nice bit charred. As Jim Carrey's The Mask would say, smoking! I used to love that movie as a kid. But anyway, back to food. Again, you let it go for just a few seconds, 30 seconds tops, and you're able to get a nice color on the tortilla. It's warm, pull it up, boom, look at that. See, now it's to the point where this pan is hot enough that it is only about 30 seconds per tortilla. Let it move a little bit, let it get bubbly, take it up, look at that, pow. Next one, bam. And you can run this like an assembly line. If you're holding a taco night and it's a bunch of friends over, you can have them help you, Employ your friends, it's normal. That's what I'm doing right now. I think that's what I've done for this entire show. Now, that's the other thing, you don't want to let them go too long, you don't want them to burn. A burned tortilla is a sad tortilla, but a nicely browned tortilla is something of wonder. This is a completely optional step as well. You don't have to do this. You can heat up your tortillas in the microwave. You can heat them up in a low oven. You can have them cold. I don't care. That's up to you. It's personal preference. I like to heat them up in the pan. Gives them a little bit of texture, a little bit of color. See it bubble up a little bit. There we go. A little hot. And don't let the smoke bother you. I learned from my mistake. I already have the fan set up on my smoke alarm, so that's not happening again. But with this going, you know, pull it up, let it go. See, this one I let go a little long because I was being a smart aleck into the camera. That's my fault. Things happen. Stir the beef a little bit. See how it's starting to pull away? That's what you want. You want all that water to dissipate. And this one, I did burn. See what I did? I'm not paying attention. So that'll be mine. I make mistakes so you learn from them. That's what the kitchen's all about. I think, thank you, thanks. That one, up, down, there we go. I think we can even turn this down a little bit because it is ripping hot. But after you've got these all nice and warm and charred up a little bit accidentally, you take them, you wrap them in the tin foil as best as you can because the oven's low. It's not gonna bake them. It'll just keep them warm. Wrap it up. Take your tortilla pocket, toss it on that first burner. You're good to go. Turn off your heat. You do not want to keep, look at that. Look at how hot that is. You do not want to put your hand or any other thing on that because it will burst into flame. That is how problems occur in the kitchen, and that is when you need a smoke alarm. But now that we have the tortillas warming, the meat is almost done. It is almost time to plate up. Now, another thing with the meat is you see, there's a bit of grease, coming out there. It's kind of a greasy taco meat. That is user error. Do not blame the packet. Do not blame the manufacturer. I don't think I drained these long enough. I was too excited to get the taco meat going. And you know me, I get so excited for food. It's what happens. So I'm gonna let this go a little bit longer. There's still too much sauce in there for my liking. So you let that cook down as much as you can. You really just want seasoned beef by the end of this. You don't want a slop. Like taco day at school when you were in high school. They would put down the meat on your tray and it was gloopy. It was like that kind of mess on your tray. You don't need to do that. If you like it that way, that's up to you. I personally don't. I like it when it's meaty, not soupy. So you let this stuff cook down as best you can. So, this is the lovely man behind the camera for this episode, Garrett Chan.
Hey.
Thank you so much for helping me out.
Of course.
Of course. Well, and so now that we have all of the components done, the beef is nice and seasoned and simmered down. Lettuce is cut. Pico is made. Tortillas are warm. I have one more whammy ingredient for you. You ready for this one?
What is it?
If you do like Taco Bell, save your leftover sauces. We've got I've got Fire and Diablo sauce left over because I'm a big spice guy.
Yeah.
If you're not a big fan of those, I apologize. I think I have Frank's Red Hot in the fridge. But if you'd love to go to Taco Bell, always get extra sauces. You can use these on taco nights. It brings you that Taco Bell flavor with way more fresh ingredients. This is the best way to do it. Are you ready to eat, Garrett?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So go ahead, grab your tortilla.
All right.
Now, the way I like to do tortillas is meat first, then cheese, then lettuce, then pico, then sauce.
That's the right way to go.
It's just the only way to go.
Only way to go.
Exactly. Well, because then the cheese gets melty on top of the beef, and that's just how I like to do it. So you start here, get a big old spoon. Well, it's not really all that big, but you get a nice spoonful of meat. Get that. Yeah. These are small tortillas too, so you don't want to overload it. The cheese here. Open that up. Put a bit of that cheese on there.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. If you want to load that more of that cheese up on there, on your taco, by all means. Take the lettuce, get a little bit of a pinch here. You do lay that on top. I can do a little bit more than that. There we go. And then, of course, the ever-lovely pico de gallo. Nice and spicy, nice and cilantro-y.
I'm going to follow just the same procedure.
I was just eating lettuce in his mic. That's a good idea.
This looks fantastic. Get some of that nice
yeah.
cheese over here.
Go
Fiesta
for it.
blend.
Best stuff. They sell this stuff called taco cheese. It's got taco seasoning on it.
Interesting.
I've tried it. It's gross.
It's gross?
It's so bad.
Oh, really?
It just tastes weird. It's like cheese doesn't need taco seasoning on it. The tacos already have taco seasoning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. And especially when you add the taco seasoning to the meat.
It's exactly what I mean. Why does it need to be on the cheese? What is the point of that? What is the point?
Oh my gosh.
Garrett putting the pico de gallo on top of the taco now. I'm doing play-by-play.
Oh, yes. I was like, am I doing something wrong?
Nope.
All right.
Nice dollop there. Great scoop. What a play by Garrett.
What a play.
Gets ready and he goes for the fire Taco Bell sauce. Attaboy. Oh, he changes his mind. He goes for the Diablo.
And done.
And done. Show that to the camera right there. And done.
Double dare you.
What did mine say? Oh, no introduction needed.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah. And done. I like that. That's perfect.
Oh. Simple, straight to the point.
Exactly. Garrett, you ready to try these tacos?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's dive right in. Look at that.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Already halfway through my mouth.
That's fantastic.
See, the fresh pico de gallo makes all the difference in there.
With so much flavor.
Yeah.
You get the sour of the lime, the sweetness of the tomatoes, the spice of the jalapenos, and the meat.
The seasoned meat. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. So, with that, thank you, Garrett. And thank you for watching Dom's Dinner Bell. All for about $15, you're able to make yourself quite a delicious taco night. Is that gonna seal of approval?
It does.
Stay tuned and stay hungry, folks. Who knows what we're gonna cook next episode?
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Chloe, do you know what time it is?
I don't know, but it's getting kind of late.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
And as the semester is coming to an end, this is our season 3 finale.
Yeah, this is so sad. But don't worry, because hopefully we'll be right back here next semester, and we'll have some more fun stories and some more games, obviously, for everyone.
So to start off the finale, let's get into our life updates.
Yeah.
Chloe, would you like to start?
Sure. So, life update, I not impulsively got a tattoo, but I did in fact get a tattoo, and it was not scheduled. I've been thinking about getting this tattoo since March of last year, and then my mom was getting hers done because my mom loves tattoos. That's my tattoo right there. It's on my like ribs, kind of. It's just my constellation with the Gemini flower, which is lavender, with a little moon and a flower, and I like it a lot. My mom was getting hers done because she got like a big Medusa on her arm, and then at her appointment, she was trying out new tattoo artists, and so she was nervous about me getting one because she doesn't know this guy yet, and so when she was talking to him, she was like, oh, this is the one that my daughter wants to get, and she was like, but do you know someone who could do it, and like would it be good? And he's like, actually, I know someone who would do it really well. And they're like, but there was a cancellation that day, so I went and got it done. So yeah,
I love that for you. Did it hurt?
A little bit. Like there were some parts where I didn't even feel it, and then other parts where it was like, ouch. But yeah, it wasn't the worst. I would do it again. So yeah.
Nice.
What's going on with you?
Well, if you've watched like the past few episodes, you know we've been like following the journey of my brother and his volleyball team. So they made it to states. I went to the state game. Unfortunately, like 3 days before the game, my brother got sick because he always gets sick. He has like the worst immune system ever. So he was like just sick and not on his A game. And like, okay, not to brag, but like he's like really good at volleyball, and he's very talkative. He's like that. He's popular or whatever. So he's like he's cool. He's kind of in charge of like the team chemistry and getting all the boys like hyped up, excited. So because he wasn't like feeling his best on his A game, everybody else was just a little off. So there wasn't like a lot of communication on the court, whatever. So they ended up losing in like the first round.
No.
But they played because they didn't do sets, they did points. They did it really weird. So they did like each game was 2 sets, and then they just added up the points. But
so it was a point differential?
Yeah, but they needed to win one of the 2 sets in their first game because they played after the other 2 teams played, because there were 3 teams. So those 2 teams played and did really good, and then they needed to win one, but they didn't win any of them. But they played another game like afterwards, and they looked like they were having a lot of fun, just like enjoying their last game together.
Oh wait, that's
fine. He wasn't really that upset about it. So
okay,
it was
that's good. Okay, well at least they had fun in one of the games. You know, that's not bad at all. So proud of them. Good. Yeah. My team never made it anywhere. My volleyball team was not that good. But much love for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But yeah. I don't know. But yeah. So we love them.
We love that. But that was life updates. What about this past semester? Like, how has your semester been?
This semester it's been good so far, but we'll get more into that right after the break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Up to Dobson at the point. The cross-ice pass comes to Parise, who's going to extend the lead to 3, but the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're not going down without a fight. Puck loose, out in front of net.
Welcome back to the best show on WTOP. I'm your host, Miss
swimming and diving team have earned all SUNY icons. Oh, finally, got that old music back. Welcome live inside the El Roker studio for the newest episode of Sports.
Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
As I said before, we've come to the end of the fall 2022 semester. And I feel like a lot happened this semester, but at the same time, like it went by fast, so like nothing at all happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, as we were saying right before the break, Chloe, like what went on for you this semester? What are your favorite memories?
My favorite memories, again, like you said, it feels like there was nothing that happened. I feel like I wasn't doing too much other than school and just like volleyball. So that was one of my favorite things.
And you got a job.
Oh, and I got a job. Yeah, I don't mind my job. Like it's a job, so obviously it's, but it's like it's good enough, and I enjoy going to it sometimes. Like it's not a burden of my day, and just going to volleyball, that's taking up a lot of time too. It's like I'll go to like 3 practices a week, or I go to a tournament, and then I'll go to open gym sometimes. So it's a lot of just volleyball, which I don't mind because I love volleyball. So that's another thing. And I guess my favorite class this semester was my video production. That took up a lot of time too, but it was like fun time. So my videos and everything like that. Yeah, that's what the class that Anna TA is for. I'm taking right now, and obviously she liked it enough to go TA for it, and it's fun. I would definitely take it again if I had to, and the professor is really cool. So those are like my best parts of the semester. What about yours?
Nice. I think my favorite part of the semester was probably family weekend, because I already I go to school with 3 other of my cousins, so that like, there's the whole fam. We all went to my cousin's soccer game together because my cousin's on the team. And so it's just so much fun seeing everybody, because we usually only see each other like once a year. But so me, my cousin, 3 of my cousins all go here. And then my cousin's boyfriend goes here, and my other cousin's girlfriend goes here, and her brother goes here.
Oh.
So there's like a whole huge group of us. And so like I always see them out at the dining hall, walking to class. It's just so fun like seeing everybody. Because like before we all started going to school here, we would only see each other once a year. On our big like family summer vacation, but now that we all go to school together, like we get the chance to see each other more, and like all of our parents came up for the weekend, and siblings, and then like other cousins, because one of our aunts went here, so she came with her kids, and it was just like so fun seeing everybody and like going out to dinner and hanging out and going to the soccer game. And it was so much fun.
That sounds like fun, and it like opens up to meet new people too, because you have so many people that you know, and there's so many different friend groups, so then you just know everyone, which is really nice. Like I didn't realize how nice it is to be able to just like, oh, like I know this person from this person, and just like a nice connection with everybody.
Yeah, but I definitely had a lot of fun this semester. But what are you looking forward to next semester? Because that's the next thing to look forward to.
Yeah,
after
break. I'm looking forward to it a little bit. I'm not looking forward to the cold, and I'm definitely not looking forward to some of my classes, because I have to take a lot of my like gen eds, which are honors courses. And not saying that's going to be a bad thing, but it's definitely not the classes you want to take. But what I'm looking forward to is I'm TAing for a mass media class with one of my closest friends here and my favorite professor here. So it's really nice, and I'm excited for that because I know that's going to be fun, and it's just you get your advanced credits, and it's a great professor, and I think it'll just be not easy, but definitely just like a nice like stress-free type of thing. And I'm really excited to go to nationals again for volleyball this year. So last year we went to Arizona. This year we're going to Kansas City, I think, and I'm really excited to go to that.
Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri?
You know what? That's actually Missouri.
Because there's 2 Kansas Cities, which I think is stupid. Personally,
I think it's
whatever.
I don't know my geography. I failed in middle school. Actually, that was freshman year. I didn't fail it, but I didn't do well. But I don't know. I think it's Missouri. But I'm going to say, hopefully whichever one's warmer. But I think it'll be exciting. And it was a lot of fun last year, so I think it'll be a lot of fun this year.
Nice.
But yeah. What are you excited for next semester?
Not necessarily like super exciting, but I'm hoping to get a job next semester on campus so that I have money. Yeah. Because money's great.
Exactly.
Also my birthday next semester. I'm really excited.
She's
I just love my birthday. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to celebrate.
Yeah.
I'm excited to celebrate with like all my friends here, because last year it fell on like Easter weekend, so like nobody was really here. But this year it's the weekend after or the weekend before or something. So I think more people will be here. So I'm excited. And then I'm also excited for like the end of the semester. Like end of April, early May when it starts to kind of warm up. Like last year, me and two of my friends laid on the lawn in front of Cayuga for like 3 hours and got sunburnt.
Yep.
We were supposed to be doing homework. We were supposed to be studying for finals or something. We were like, we're gonna go outside and study, but we ended up just laying there listening to music and tanning,
It's
but
so nice
getting burnt instead.
when it's warm out. I definitely agree with you on that because I can't take the cold.
Yeah,
I can't take it.
I don't know why I go here.
I'm shivering
It's
right
too
now.
cold.
While the camera was on Anna, I fully full body shivered because I was so cold. That was my fault for wearing a short sleeve. But
That is on you.
yeah, it is on me. I was wearing a sweatshirt before and I was like, not for this episode. And I just, it was like warm in the beginning of the year, but it was also always bad weather. So it was always like very either windy or raining when it was warm out. So we didn't really enjoy the nice Oswego weather. And I miss that. But now we haven't even gotten to the worst of the snow yet, which sucks.
But that's enough about school. I want to get into the holidays coming up because I'm so excited.
Me too. So stay tuned because we are going to talk about some holiday stuff right after this break.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
So as we all know, the holidays are coming up, and so that's like extremely exciting because who doesn't love the holiday season? Especially since we get to go home.
Yes,
I'm excited for that.
can't wait.
But let's start off. What are some plans, or what are you doing over winter break?
Well, I have Christmas Eve at my house, which is huge, and I have to plan and bake and decorate and all that stuff because at my house. I gotta help my mom with all that. And then Christmas Day at my grandma's house, which I'm so excited for because I love Christmas. It's so fun. And my grandma's making a ham, and I love ham, as we've discussed on many previous
She went to the dining
episodes.
hall for ham today.
I did, in fact, do that.
Yes.
It was freezing and raining, but I was like, I need ham, so I went anyway. And then, I don't know if this is confirmed, but my mom texted my brother and I a few, probably a month or two ago, and she was like, if I were to get tickets for the Islanders game, would you guys want to go over Thanksgiving break or right after Christmas? And I said, I'm not going to have time during Thanksgiving break because I already had so much planned. So after Christmas would be great. And then she just never brought it up again.
Oh.
So fingers crossed that I get to go to an Islanders game over break because that will be fun. I'm also hopefully going to force my cousins to take me to go skiing with them because my cousin and her boyfriend always go every weekend.
Ooh.
And then they're like, you should come with us, and then never actually say anything. So I'm like, where's the actual invite? They also just got an apartment, so that's really exciting for them. Just a little shout out for that.
Love that.
It's really, I think, and I want to go to the city. I want to go skating at the Rockefeller rink.
Ooh.
My favorite activity. My favorite holiday activity is skating
looks
on the
fun.
Rockefeller Center rink. But that's, Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay. No, that sounds more fun than what I have planned. So all I really have planned is work. I got my job back this winter, which I didn't have last year.
Shout out BJ's.
Shout out BJ's. I get to go back, and then but yeah, and then I want to visit my friends if my parents let me. And yeah, but
that's super fun. You know
that's
what else is super fun? Christmas trivia.
Seeing how much we actually know about Christmas. So hopefully we know something. As you know, I don't really know much.
Yeah, Chloe's always lost when we do stuff like this.
Yeah, so let's go with the first question. What did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose?
Join in on the reindeer games.
Oh. Yeah, sounds about right.
Chloe, did you not know that?
I was going to have to think about it for a minute.
The song? Oh, I can't.
I was going to have to think about it for a minute. I would have known it. I would have gotten it. You just had to make me remember. It's fine, whatever.
Right.
We didn't talk about it. The answer was correct. We got the yes in
we have our lovely Steph.
Yeah, she's telling us if we're right or wrong. But it didn't come off the top of my head. It's fine.
Just be better. You're wearing reindeer antlers and everything.
I'm a fake fan, and I love Rudolph. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies, but it's fine.
The next question.
Okay.
What are the two other most popular names for Santa Claus?
I know it's going to be Chris, what's it called?
Oh, Kris Kringle?
Kris Kringle,
I was going to go Saint Nick and Father Christmas, but I feel like Kris Kringle's more popular than Father Christmas.
Maybe. It's Saint Nick and Kris Kringle. Okay,
yeah.
Good. I just remember watching the little animation, the claymation ones.
Oh my gosh.
I love them.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. It's so good.
Yeah. And
that's also one of my favorite parts of the holidays.
I like those. Those are my favorite. I don't watch a lot of Christmas movies, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were going to do...
I'm festive. My pants are green.
We were going to do something about Christmas movies, and then Chloe goes, I don't watch Christmas movies.
I don't.
And I was I don't know how you exist as a person, but whatever.
Maybe this season will be different.
Right. Okay, good luck with that.
I say that every year. I watch The Grinch every year.
The cartoon one or the live action one?
Live action.
Perfect. That's my favorite movie of all time.
I think it's funny.
I love it so much.
It's okay.
All right.
Next question. Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree?
I have no idea.
Sweden. That's my guess.
I don't have a guess. I don't know.
Let's do
Spain. Germany.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
I would not have guessed that.
What in the
Is that where they do the shoes? They put their clogs outside the door, and then that's how they get their gifts.
Yeah. Okay.
Steph told me I'm right. So
yeah, it wasn't me who told her that she was right. I didn't know the answer. It was just they were telling me. What was Guardian? What's that one movie with the Guardians? That one movie that had Jack Frost, Santa. The Tooth Fairy, it was that one little action cartoon movie. Rise of the Guardians, yes. And
I never saw it.
Did Santa have an accent?
I don't know, I never saw it.
It's fine. I feel like they always give Santa an accent sometimes in cartoons or something when it's not an American movie. Anyway, that's besides the point. Next question.
According to the song, what did my true love give to me on the 8th day of Christmas? I'm gonna have to sing through the whole thing in my head. Is it 8 Maids a Milking? Yeah. I had to do that quick. Fun fact, when I was in chorus in middle school, we would do I would get called out of school, out of all my classes for one day before Christmas break, and all the teachers would come into the auditorium and we would just sing Christmas carols. Ooh. And me and my little friend group, my little chorus friend group, we made a whole dance to the 12 Days of Christmas song and would perform it for all of the teachers. And we thought it was really good. It probably wasn't, but at the time it was fire.
When we were younger, there was a the elementary school Christmas brunch or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, we had that, and then this one guy he would come every single year. He played the little not kazoo. What is it? Harmonica. And kazoo. He would do a guitar, and he'd have little kids come up and sing, and I would do that. But I also was scared, so I stopped doing it by the age of 8. Anyways, next question. What was the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time? Does Die Hard count?
No. I want to say no. I was going to say the Santa Claus Oh, Home Alone's a good guess. Or like The Year Without Santa Claus. But I
That's a
don't know
good
if that
one.
like, I feel like that one became
Elf.
big. Oh.
Elf.
Yeah.
My
Elf.
answer's
That's
Elf.
a good guess.
Oh, I was right before.
It's Home Alone.
Okay,
Interesting.
I'm gonna
That
take
makes
that
sense.
as a
That's
kind of
that's a
win.
win.
I take it as
That's
a
a win.
win.
I blame Kate Salamita for me second guessing that.
I
Kate's over there going Elf, Elf,
I
Elf.
said it, so I'm gonna take it, even though my final answer was Elf. But it's fine. We don't need to talk about it. Moving on.
Oh, I know this one. How do you say Merry Christmas in Spanish?
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. I love that song. That's good.
Yeah. Every time in Spanish class.
Oh,
every time before
always.
winter break, it's just you watched all the
I
Christmas.
went through phases where I would just say Feliz Navidad to people.
I feel like that's very
all
on brand
year
for you.
round, just for fun.
Yeah. Okay.
But I say Merry Christmas to people. Like if you're like, oh, can I have a pen? I'll be like, here you go, Merry Christmas.
Okay. Well,
Just,
yeah.
like,
I feel like that's
whenever.
normal. That's not the worst. I feel like you could do it worse.
True.
Merry Christmas is kind of just like Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Doesn't have
Right.
to be Christmas. I don't know. I love.
Anyway, whatever.
moving
Next
on.
question. What was the first company that used Santa Claus in advertising?
Coca-Cola.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know why I know that.
I just had like an inkling.
It was a feeling. It was.
It was
the
a-
first thing I
it was
came
a
was with Santa
feeling.
holding the glass
Yeah.
Coke bottle.
Something like that.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I don't know why. I just associate that just makes sense that it would be Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I don't know because I have no idea what it would have been. M&M's maybe.
Oh, maybe.
That's a
Oh, I
fun
love.
memory.
I love the M&M
Christmas
like
commercials.
Christmas commercials
Yeah.
when they like they scare each other because they're like, oh, it's real, but to each other because Santa didn't know the M&M's. Whatever. It was a good commercial.
I don't know which one you're talking
I'll just
about, but
stop
I'm gonna
talking.
believe you. But
Thanks, I appreciate that.
I'll take your word for it. I like those. I don't know why. I just remember sitting down and watching like the 25 Days of Christmas and it being the M&M commercials. But moving on. That was fun. I think we did better than we thought we were going to do because
Better than we thought, and I also think that was our best like trivia record of all time.
Good job.
Like
Yes.
we usually like do
bad. Yeah, we usually suck.
That was
proud of us.
Good on us.
Good job. We're smart, guys. College is doing us well.
Yeah, with our Christmas knowledge.
Yeah, we know so much about Christmas because that's what we're definitely learning in classes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anywho.
For our next game, we're not going to go to any breaks or anything. We're just going to move right into the next one. We did this last semester, or last season, if you guys
It's a great
remember.
way to close it out.
Yeah.
Look back at what we've done this season.
Yeah, it's Who Said What.
Exactly.
We've just gathered, well, we didn't gather it. We had our
Steph and Kate gathered it.
Yeah, we had our
Love you guys.
our cast, our crew, gather some memorable moments from the season, and we're gonna try to guess who said each quote. And it was so much fun last semester, and I think it's gonna be really funny. So do you want to start?
Okay, so the first quote is, "It's really hard to be original."
It's really hard.
See, without context,
I feel
I
like
really
it'd
have
be
no
you.
idea. I feel like
I
it
know.
could very much be either of
one.
us. Like if I knew, like, I want to ask for the context, but I feel like that's cheating.
Yeah, I feel like it's. They don't even have the context. I'm gonna say it was you.
Okay, I'll go
So
with
I feel
that.
like it's a snarky comment enough for you,
Probably.
but maybe not for me.
I tend to
Like, oh, it's
make
really
some
hard to be
comments.
original.
Oh.
So it was actually a less funny context than I thought it was gonna be.
It was Chloe talking about Halloween costumes, that's a true statement. It is really hard to be original with your Halloween costumes.
Yeah. I thought it was just gonna be something like, oh, like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to be original. It's fine.
I thought it was gonna be you saying something about being original and me making fun of you for it. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
But
That's why I thought it was gonna be too. Less funny than I thought it was gonna be. Anyways, next quote. I love Halloween. It just brings me such joy.
Oh, 100% me. That has to be
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Halloween's my brand.
Mm-hmm.
Steph has confirmed it was in fact me. I'm not surprised at all.
It wasn't gonna be me. I
love
like Halloween, but do I like Halloween that much? No.
No. Chloe
It's
doesn't
okay.
care about my favorite day of the year.
I'm sorry. Well, I still enjoy Halloween. It's just
not to the point of my love for it.
It's not my all year round like personality. I mean, it's not like your personality is Halloween, but like we very much know that your favorite holiday is Halloween any point of the year.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
I talk
change.
about Halloween all year round.
Yeah.
It deserves that.
Yeah.
Because people talk about Christmas all year round. Halloween deserves the same respect. Sorry, it had to be said.
Well, do you get presents? Oh, I did get presents on Halloween this year, actually. Fun story. I love my aunt so much. She sent me a little Halloween like gift basket and was like, I hope this helps. And she got me like a chocolate cat with like a broom. It was so cute. I loved
so
it.
Fun.
But
Anywho.
Next quote.
Next quote. My entire table was just scarfing down shrimp cocktails.
That's
Chloe.
me. That was about the wedding, which is true. It was really funny because the waiters just kept coming back and being like, shrimp cocktail? And we were like, yes. I will never say no to shrimp cocktail. Oh, it's so good.
I've never had it. Well, I'm also the pickiest human on this planet, so
we do
I
this.
really can't speak.
Maybe, I think everybody should be really mean to Anna and tell her that we need to do, I've been trying to get us to do a segment where Anna tries new foods on
But I refuse
the
to
air
do
and
it.
she won't do it. And I said I'll do random, weird, gross food combos to like cancel it out. And she's like, no. And I was like,
Yeah, no.
why?
You won't. We did that one thing, and I tried the chip, and it was one of the grossest things I've ever consumed. That's
Yeah,
actually
but
an
this time you won't be
exaggeration,
blindfolded.
But I hated it. Yeah, but I'm still gonna hate it.
Yeah, but I hate it for fun. Maybe I'll get us shrimp cocktails.
Whatever. Sure. Maybe one day.
Yay.
Next quote.
Everybody gaslight Anna for me.
We're going to express our opinions, which we obviously love to do. That's true.
I feel like that was you.
I also feel like that was me.
It's just the wording sounds like it would be you.
Yeah. Oh. It was Chloe.
Well, I'm like wrong this year. Why do I feel like, oh, that's not me?
We got ahead of ourselves with being proud of getting almost everything right for Christmas trivia.
Yeah, it's
where we were
karma.
like, oh, we're so smart, we're so good at this now. And
Yeah.
here we are, struggling, talking about ourselves.
Yeah. Well, and our opinions.
And our opinions, which
we obviously
again,
love to do.
We obviously love to do.
Yeah. So I guess that is something I say. You know what? Not mad at myself. I like finding out if I have snarky comments that I think are funny. It just makes me feel.
Right.
It makes my ego go through the roof. I can't even lie. No lie. Makes me feel better about myself when people think I'm funny. Anyways, next question. Next statement, I guess. Luke Benward, chef's kiss.
I feel like that might have been me.
I don't even know who Luke Benward
Yeah,
is.
so that was definitely me.
it
Because
was
I
that.
remember you saying you didn't know who he was, and I was
Who was Luke
upset.
Benward?
He was in Minutemen. He was in Cloud9. He was in Girl
Oh,
vs.
was he the love
Monster.
interest in Cloud9?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then I know
and
who it
he's
is.
gorgeous. Therefore, chef's kiss.
I know who he is, but I don't. That was it.
I love him. I'm grateful
You just
for
need to-
Luke Benward. That should have been my Thanksgiving episode moment. I should have just declared how thankful I am for his existence.
For him, I don't keep up on him, but yeah, no, I get it. Chef's kiss. Now I know
He
his
was
name.
also in Good Luck Charlie. He was Bo in Good Luck Charlie.
Oh, that's how I know him. I know him from Good Luck Charlie and Cloud9.
He's in a lot of things.
I want to
He's
watch
great, and
Cloud9
he's
again.
beautiful.
Dove Cameron's been all over my TikTok For You page.
I love Dove Cameron.
I think they need another Descendants. Oh,
They're making one, but it's just not. It's gonna be like with independent producers or something, and obviously Cameron Boyce isn't gonna be in it.
is it
it's
going to be
not
so
gonna
with like
as
Dove
good.
Cameron in them?
I don't think so. I think like most of the original cast isn't gonna be in it.
I don't want to watch it.
Anywho,
Next question.
you just need to understand that I'm more right than you.
I think that could have been either of us.
That also, yeah, that definitely could have been either of us. I want to say.
I want to say it was me.
I do want to say it was you, but I also wouldn't be
'Cause I feel
surprised
like-
if it was me.
Yeah, right. I want to say it's me because I feel like I make joking comments about that.
Yeah.
But I feel like you definitely could have said
always
it
have to be right.
Exactly. It's the narcissism in me.
Right.
Final answer is me.
Yeah.
It was Anna.
It was me.
I'm not surprised.
I should have gone with my gut. I blame you. You made me second guess it.
I'm sorry. It's because I always think I'm right.
Exactly. Exhibit A.
The narcissism is coming out to show. Everybody gets to see it firsthand.
You're right.
Well, it's okay.
It's okay. That was fun.
It was. I definitely
Great trip
think,
down memory lane. That was our last quote.
I think we definitely have to keep doing that. I enjoy like reliving the things that we're saying.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys do too.
Hopefully. But thank you guys so much for tuning in every other Wednesday this season.
It does mean a lot that you guys stick around for the third, or that you guys stuck around for the third season, continue to stick around of the show, and we hope that you enjoyed. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at WTOP Kinda Late, and then from there you can follow us on all other platforms.
And don't worry, we'll be back next semester for more episodes of
The Kinda Late Show.
Good show.
Hello everyone, welcome to our show, International Journey. Here we share the amazing journeys of international students graduating this semester. Tonight we have a special as two guests join us live from the studio. So without further ado, let's welcome our first guest, Noah. Hi Noah.
Hi, my name's Noah, but most of the professor recognize me as Po Yu. And I'm a senior student from major in political science, and I'm from Taiwan. For those people who doesn't know where Taiwan is a small island right next to China, and we're really famous for semiconductor and boba tea. Yeah. And
Yep.
fun fact, 61% of the semiconductor is export from Taiwan.
Wow, I did not know that at all. I know I love boba tea and everything, but I didn't know about the semiconductor. Very interesting. Well, thank you for sharing. So I know you study here at SUNY Oswego like I do. Why'd you choose to study at Oswego though?
Right. So before I came here, I studied in Japan, and then during the second year, sophomore year, and COVID happened, and then the situation in all Asian countries is really severe. They locked down the whole street, and then they don't allow people to go out. So it was a really hard time, even taking online class. Like, I don't really feel like going to the class. Just open the laptop, and then like I don't really feel that connection. So I saw on like the school website, SUNY Oswego have exchange program, so I just applied it.
Very nice. Okay. And then why did you choose to stay here at Oswego? Because you've been here now for a couple of years.
Right. So I first came here as an exchange student for only one semester. But after one semester, I started to like learn more things, to like understand the different culture and the classroom, like how professor interact with the student, and I started liking it. So at the second year, I decided to just transfer here and I finished my degree in SUNY Oswego.
Nice. And what are you doing at SUNY Oswego that you love right now?
Right now, well, I attend several classes that I'm really interested in. Like, for example, last semester there's a class, Vote Oswego, and then the objective is to raise the voting rate on campus. So in order to do that, we have to came up with several campaign and tabling on campus to raise the political awareness.
Right.
Yeah, for students.
Awesome. That sounds like a really cool time. Did you
Yeah.
enjoy that class?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. All right. So can you tell us a little bit more about other clubs that you might have joined here at SUNY Oswego? Is there any other things you wanted to touch on there?
Well, I didn't really join any club, but back in Japan, I used to join my friends' kind of club, but it's a little bit more for profit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were making music and they were producing their own clothing brand. Yeah, so it was back in Japan.
Yeah, okay. Did you
Right.
want to talk about that a little bit? Anything to name drop?
Right, yeah, for sure. So back in ICLA, my name Fuku, he is making music. Like, he's a legit music producer. Like, you know, he dropped music for those famous music artists. Yeah, and then another friend, Thomas, he's doing clothing design right now, and he recently opened a really big shop in Tokyo. Yeah, shout out to Thomas. And then another of my friend, he went back to Italy to pursue his his acting career.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Have you ever thought of doing something like that?
Well, yeah, but then it's the thing that I wanted to do is kind of limited by my age, so I
Gotcha.
wanted
Yeah.
to be an entrepreneur and
Right.
do all that.
And what do you want to do with your political science major?
So, well, first, the reason I choose political science, because if you're political science, you don't have to do math, because I'm really terrible at math.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I didn't choose like economic or anything. I choose politics. Well, at first, I wasn't really interested in politics, but then second year, third year, started to recognize more, like, because I studied in Japan, and I was born in Taiwan, so I started to recognize like the political kind of dilemma, and then I came to U.S. and I started to learn the politics in the U.S. So yeah, there's like a lot of different things. And,
and it brings you full circle back to your Vote Oswego campaign that you were doing. That's really cool. So let's actually take a look at what Noah has been up to while here at SUNY Oswego. What a nice video. Noah, I enjoyed that so much, and I know our viewers at home did too. Coming up, we will be speaking more about Noah's experiences in other countries. Stay tuned.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it. Jill told me